Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Moviecast, episode 713. I'm one of your host, Jim Guest, joined by Mike Sneedy,
What's up?
Corey Fonsad,
Hey, hey.
and Tony Korkanakis.
Yo.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, listeners and viewers. We are live right now on Twitch, Tuesday nights, starting at 8 o'clock. Please join these podcasts broadcasted live. You can ask us questions. You can join, comment with us, join, chat and stuff like that. If you miss these live broadcasts, we're over on YouTube, so feel free to, if you miss these live broadcasts, subscribe to both so you get notified when we post. Yeah, guys, 713 movie cast. How's the movie and TV world been for you all? I've been, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't played or I haven't watched much. I've been playing a lot, so I've been in the video game world myself a lot recently. Um, Furiosa is on. I'm halfway through it. I stopped. I like about Furiosa. I started last night, which was probably a bad idea at 11 o'clock at night. 11 o'clock at night is not a good time to start a movie. But they have like little it's almost like chapters. So I like that. So I watched a bunch, and when it got to like one of the chapters in the middle, I was like, okay, I'll take a pause right here, and I'll pick it up tonight and watch the rest of it. So
Did any of you else see that movie? Tony, Mike?
No, I still need to see Fury Road or whatever.
Oh,
Fury Road.
okay.
I don't know
It's
if you need
funny.
to
I don't think
see
it's a
that.
spoiler or anything, but somebody described, because they did not like Furiosa, and
Really?
they described Furiosa to them. It was the prequel series of Star Wars all combined into one movie. I thought that was pretty funny.
I don't know where they're getting
If
that
you
from,
if you
but
watch it, yeah.
so
We'll
far, I
have to
mean, I've
talk
watched.
about it later.
I don't know. I so far I love the villains, and that's always a good sign. And I like the character, obviously. Though actually, I like this character. I didn't like the character as much in Fury Road or the Mad Max movie. I didn't think she was that needed. I don't know why they were doing a spin off like this. But then watching her character now in this, I'm like, oh, that's a cool story. Like I like what they're telling so far. So we'll see about what I think of it at the end.
Apparently, this was written before Fury Road, but
Really
due to budget reasons, they made Fury Road first.
It's a
interesting.
good
Well, I
thing
mean,
they did, because
yeah,
it's done.
that's what I was gonna say. I mean, okay. Um,
Yep.
but yeah,
Well,
so
this movie killed it,
yeah,
unfortunately, as in like killed the
unfortunately,
series, not
Yeah.
killing the
no,
like
yeah,
successfully.
bad ways.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
It's
really
still
it
one
for
of my
me.
favorite movies this year. I think.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
I mean, it seems good so far. We'll see. I mean, it's gonna be interesting for movie of the year for me. Uh, we'll see how the end of the year finishes out. But obviously, some strong contenders. But we'll see. So that's it for me, really.
Yeah.
Um, Mike.
I don't think I caught anything new this week. No.
All right. Corey.
Nothing too crazy. I've been like really into football season starting, so I've been really doing a lot of football content. But
Yeah.
I did catch the latest episode of Tower of God season 2, which they do this like it's been a weird because it's
Everybody's
just
been complaining
jumping.
about this season.
Yeah, it's just been jumping so much, like from episode to episode. You're like, did I miss something? Like,
Hmm.
what, what's going on? Like, it just seems so weird that it doesn't feel concurrent. It doesn't feel like like a solid like every episode you're going to the next thing next. It doesn't feel that way. Every episode feels like
It's
you're missing
disjointed.
things. Yeah, thank you. I was like, what is the word I'm looking for? So disjointed, and it just feels so odd. And then this latest episode is just out of nowhere, like that has nothing to do really with what's going on, and there's no reason for it because the webtoon they're behind that. So it's like, why are we doing this? But
Yeah.
I like the characters. It's just the stories are just all over the place.
Sounds like a
Hmm.
So
troll
we'll see.
production.
You know.
Yeah. All right. Tony.
Caught a couple episodes of that Terminator Zero
Oh, I did watch
Oh,
that
anime
how
also.
is
series.
that? How is that, guys?
I'm only 3 in or so it's pretty early, but it's pretty good Terminator content. I mean, the bar has
Oh,
been
you,
pretty low since 2, so
yeah, yeah,
like,
I know, I know.
Well,
I listen. I like the shows they've done. I think that
Americana
Sarah
Chronicles.
Connor Chronicles, and I liked a couple of the movies. But when you posted that it was getting pretty good early views, I was like,
Mhm.
maybe.
I
yeah.
think for me, oh, I'm sorry, Tony. I know you said you only watched a couple. I'm surprised because usually you'll binge through something, and I was
Yeah,
so that
I
that
started with
to
my
me is
brother, so like he can only take
oh
so much before he's like, "Oh, I
yeah.
can't watch anymore." It's like, "All right, bro."
hmm I only watched a couple episodes and I didn't feel like the urge to go to the next one. So I was like, uh oh,
No,
this
that's
might
not
not be
good.
good. But it
Yeah.
actually got the first episode's obviously just set up, but it got
Yeah.
but it got really good. So I do want to get back to it.
Yeah, but the
go on,
animation is
sorry.
good, and
That studio's awesome, so you can't argue with the studio.
No,
Isn't
no,
that the
it's-
one that did? Yeah, that's the
IG,
IG.
Studio IG.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're
So
doing-
yeah, I mean the plot's kind of like a basic Terminator plot. Go back in time, stop evil robots from whatever, overthrowing certain aspects and whatnot. But you got a anime spin on it, and it's really gruesome. It's definitely adult only. I would not recommend this to children, even though I saw Terminator 2 as a child, which probably wasn't the best thing for me to do as a child, but whatever. But like one of the opening sequences, like this is like minute one spoilers, but like you just see this Terminator like kind of like walking slowly through a resistance camp in the future, and he's just stepping over these bodies, and like he just crushes his one dead dude's like skull. I'm just like, or head. And I'm just like, wow, like okay, like all right, you set the tone all right, and there's a lot of violence and stuff like that, so to be expected of a Terminator series and stuff. So
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll be able to progress some more. We'll see.
All right. Okay, guys. Let's see. What do we got next? Box office. What happened this week? Anything good? Just more Deadpool Wolverine leading the box office all the way. $599.8.
Ooh, I thought it was going to get
Domestic?
6 by the time
Yeah.
it started.
Yeah.
I thought I read something that said it past 6 already.
I mean, it's based on estimation, like projections. Usually, Mike. so
Sunday's
they probably
always
project it ahead.
estimations, and Monday being a holiday didn't
Well,
help.
Box
so,
Office Mojo says it's at 603.9 right now.
Yeah. So today
I'm
we
on Box
got
Office Mojo.
we got actuals, which probably pushed it over.
Yeah.
Refresh.
Maybe. I got $5.99 on Box Office Mojo. What Mojo are you at?
I'm at Box Office Mojo by IMDb Pro.
Maybe.
No.
That's what I got. It's at 599.8 on my screen. So, anyways, so it's 600 million.
Did you click into the movie?
No, I did the box office. Oh, I did the box office recap. So when they did the recap is what
Oh, that's why, dude. You're talking about the
Got it.
projections. You're not talking
Well,
about actual numbers.
doesn't include Monday. You're clicked on the movie, it includes Monday. That's why. So mine just does the weekends or the weekend. So cool. 1.2 billion, 1.26 billion worldwide. 1.3 seems like a good number to finish at. I think that's a good one. Yeah, other than that, not much going on in the theaters. Alien Romulus did 9.2, which is really good. 88 million for a radar movie. It's still done really well, that film.
I think it's the second highest grossing Alien movie now.
Really? That's crazy to me because it's still not at 100, and it's like
I mean, yeah, like
88 is good
those
for
other
that.
movies are just so bad.
well, I mean, the thing is, you got to consider like the majority of those movies were released pre 2000, right? Which where the budgets were minuscule to today, and the couple that have been released this century have been like, let's throw it out there. And
No, I mean, when I think of aliens, I don't think of like $100 million movies, but I do think when you're talking about box office successes or box office blockbusters, I think $100 million in the 90s was a lot. Right now we're getting like $100 million weekends, so it's big differences.
It is interesting though, because like when you consider, Aliens is a an old franchise for sci-fi and horror and stuff like that. But then when I was thinking about this, like all the random horror movies that come out and just like shoot off, right? Like, what was it like?
The Purge originally.
Purge,
did really well.
yeah. The camcorder ones, Saw, It, yeah, like all this stuff.
Cloverfield, whatever it was.
Yeah, Cloverfield. All these horror movies like can shoot up, and like Alien struggles. And I'm just like, do people not like Alien stories? Is that it? Like,
well, I think it went off the rails.
Maybe.
I think it's
well,
the stories
absolutely
have caused some problems. Yeah, I think the stories they've told have caused so much confusion.
They stopped being like horror films, really.
Yeah.
Like, the first one was a thriller horror film, like suspense.
The second one wasn't really. Well,
Second one was more actiony, but then like after that, Alien 3 was weird.
Alien 3 is
studio
awful.
messed up.
I saw that even as
Resurrection
like
was
a
just
kid
fucked
or
up.
like teen, and I still remember being like, "This is shit. Like, this is straight up
Yeah.
garbage."
It's funny when you go back because I had never really sat down to watch 2, 3, and like onwards until very recently on a couple of years ago on this podcast. I decided to finally watch that. So when you're able to watch 1, 2, and 3 like straight in a row, you're like you just watch the degradation occur, and you're like, what are they doing here? Like what like Aliens was fun. Don't get me wrong. Aliens, the second movie was fun. It was a good movie. I enjoyed it. Yeah, but like the third movie is such a drop. It's unbelievable. Like when you watch them back to back to back, it's unbelievable.
Well, especially because you fall in love with these characters and they just murder them off screen.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, by the way, our story begins with all these characters dying before the movie starts. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
well, who thought that was a good idea?
Like killing them was was a bad thing.
Like, can you imagine if that was like a Star Wars or Marvel? Was like, by the way, since the last movie, all these characters just died. It's like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, now you get to have C-3PO and R2 adventures because the humans are dead now.
I mean, I would watch that, but you know.
All right. Let's see what we got here. So yeah, we got. That's the box office. We're in some news. There's some fun stuff going on in the news this week. I mean, some concerning news. I want to kick it off with.
Fun? Yeah, which part of this is fun, bud?
I think these are cool castings and stuff like that. I want to talk about that, but I want to say like Knives Out 3 though is concerning because we just talked about budgets, and I'm like, this movie has got a budget 5 times more than the original, which had such a low budget, but it's like $200 million this third movie now. Like we're getting into problems, like we're getting into performance issues now. Like not that the movie will be good or bad, it's basically how many people watch it, and that's where I'm like, why do you need to balloon? Because you've made 2 very good movies with lower budgets, like much lower budgets. Like, why do you need to balloon the budget to $200 million right now? And that's now. They're shooting it, so it's probably going to go up, right? And
yeah, but who cares? It's a Netflix thing.
Dangerous. I know, but this is like dangerous because it's performance based. Like, if the movie doesn't get the viewership, they're not going to fund another one. And it's like you don't like why penalize a movie that's done great based on its budget when it can do great on a lower budget? Like that's my argument.
Well, maybe the story that they're trying to tell requires the budget.
I think they've
CGI,
I think they've tried to
maybe.
include I think they've tried to include too many big stars now into this. That's all.
Or that, or maybe they made so much money they feel like this wouldn't hurt them.
I mean, 200 million is a lot for this, but depending on the casting, because he always goes for like big stars. I mean, probably everyone wants to be a little bit of a part of it. Plus, I'm sure him doing a third movie, his own cut gets a bump. But
I'm sure
I mean,
he gets,
whatever. Like, the numbers for Netflix and profitability or return on investment is way different than a movie being shipped to a movie theater and stuff like that. And
you're not wrong about that,
right? And I'm not saying Netflix just canceled some other series I've never even heard of and people were mad about, like Boy Detective or I don't know, something weird, and I'm like, I've never even heard of this. No, but I feel like Netflix mostly, you have to do really bad to not get a new thing. Like even the Russo brothers with Chris Hemsworth, was it Extraction or
Extraction,
right? Like that got a sequel. Like
yeah.
Rock has gotten like what 2 movies out of them.
Yeah.
Gal Gadot got the movie. Who else?
Adam Sandler forever.
Adam Sandler was like forever. So it's like, when I hear that number, it's big. But I trust Ryan Johnson to do a good job. He's 2 out of 2 so far. So whatever. And like I said, like if it comes out and it bombs, then it's unfortunate Netflix won't make another one. But I feel like you'd have to perform super badly on Netflix to not do it. And I don't know, all the movie content they've released this past year, I feel has been pretty good.
Successful.
Is
the best way to say it. Yeah. So,
like even even that
go on.
God, what was it? It was like Will Smith and he has like an alien partner or something like that.
It was like that fantasy
Flight or something.
Yeah. Like even that did. It's just like that was. I watched that. That was not like great. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. So, we'll see.
We'll see. Let's see. Other news. It's a report, unconfirmed, but apparently the report is that Josh Brolin has been offered to play DC Universe's Hal Jordan in the upcoming Lanterns series. This is obviously a series that I don't even know if it's going to get made, right? We're not even sure about this thing at this point, but DC, because it's Warner Brothers. But yeah, so this is supposed to be a show set on the Max service, and Josh Brolin cast as Hal Jordan. What do you think?
Who fucking
I think he
cares?
was offered the role, but I don't.
He's offered the role. Yeah, offered the role. Yeah. Sorry, did I say cast?
He should turn it down.
Mm-hmm.
He auditioned for it. So clearly, then.
You audition for a lot of stuff, right? You're an actor. I imagine you audition for multiple things every year.
Did he audition for it? Or they just like, oh, we would love to have you in this show because we need somebody.
Maybe they just said, hey, would you be Hal Jordan for us? Yeah, that's possible too. We don't know that. I just figured
DC loves going after Marvel's sloppy seconds. So,
Right.
but I mean, I don't know. Like, I can't even care, right? Because like everything is hinging on what Superman next year. And anything HBO/Max related doesn't do anything for me because it's just like, I mean, it's the opposite of Netflix. Where like, who knows? Like, you could be successful and still get canceled on fucking Max. So,
Mm-hmm.
I have doubts if Max is going to exist in the form it is right now in 3 years because
when this is ready,
the company is not doing well.
This could be on another network by the time it comes out. We don't know. Yeah. So. I don't know. I find it interesting. I think I like it. He's older, but
look, I don't even care about Green Lantern. I'm sorry, I just don't.
Yeah.
Like I think he's fine for an ensemble cast, but like,
yeah, I mean, the Ryan Reynolds movie really tarnished the Green Lantern character in cinema and television, and it just kind of shows that it doesn't really work too much. It's like, I have the power of imagination. It's like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
And so then, then you're just not creative with it either. And just like, I'll just make the most uncreative things with my ring. It's tough. I don't think he's a character that works well, especially as the main focus. Like cartoons, sure.
What's crazy though is there's so many characters that go along with lanterns. Like there's all the different colors.
Yeah, there's some great stories to tell.
Are there?
Yeah,
what?
Yeah, there's some fun stories to tell.
Well, it's the DC cosmic bullshit. Kind of. This is.
Can you name 2 stories?
Blackest Night.
That's one. Okay, I knew you were gonna say that. That's why I said 2.
That's because that's the only one.
I've read that one. Yeah, I've read. That's the only one I've really read. But the Sinestro, wasn't there a Sinestro one with the
Sinestro thing? There's a thing where Hal Jordan basically
with the yellow lantern one. What's that called?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, Agent Orange is the only one that I care about.
Maybe that's what I was
But
thinking of.
no, they have a lot of stuff. There's a big. I could see them do a big ensemble thing with it, but the problem is, and also it's an odd choice, I think, to start something with an older actor like that anyway.
It worked well for the Borderlands movie.
If they go with an older actor like that, I just imagine he has to, kind of. Well, I mean,
they're doing it with the Superman movie also, like with the Green Lantern and that with Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, but you figure he's like one-off kind of in that.
Sure, but that's what I'm just saying. You're already doing it, and you're gonna do it again.
He's not. Nathan Fillion isn't quite that old.
Will it even tie in? Like,
it's supposed to, according to James Gunn. You guys still trust him, right?
Supposed to, yeah, supposed to.
You guys still like him, right? Well,
So far,
he hasn't done anything wrong so far.
Hasn't done anything to hate. Make me hate him. Yeah. He's building.
The movie is coming out in less than a year, man.
See,
Snyder had like a decade, and he performed shit. So let's talk. Maybe let's talk after the first movie comes out.
Yep.
Okay.
Jim, what's going on?
Sorry, I'm getting interruptions in my room. So bedtime in the house. Apologize, everybody. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, all right. Let's move on here. Let's go with more older actors. Well, so this is I like this one. Ian McKellen was asked if apparently they're doing another Lord of the Rings movie for something about the Gollum chase or something like that, where they in between
the hunt for Gollum.
The hunt for Gollum. Right? It happens in between the first movie before they depart on the journey with Frodo. Like they find out about the ring and they hunt for Gollum. So he's been asked if he would return. He's 85 years old right now, and he's been asked if he would return for this, and he's like, I don't plan on retire anytime soon. Sure.
Yeah, why not?
So I thought it was great.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, he's not doing
He did tell
action
them-
stuff.
I did love this though. He's like, I did tell them to hurry up with the script though. I'd love that quote from him. But I think it's awesome. The guy 85 still loves to do what he does, and gonna be and Gandalf works for this. He could be as old as you want as Gandalf, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's supposed to be old, so you know, and
He's only like 50,000 years old, so he's close.
yeah, I just hope they don't do another Hobbit and be like, actually, Humphrey Gollum's gonna be 3 movies. It's like, no.
Yeah, I know. I hear you on that.
It's
That's
like,
what I'm afraid of.
No. We don't need 3 movies. Because the whole thing, I imagine it ends with Gollum getting captured, because that's how the Lord of the Rings series even starts. Gollum is held prisoner by Mordor, and, he says Baggins and, Shire, and that's what sets off.
Which is what we heard in the movie,
Right.
yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Spoiler alert,
that'd be
sorry.
cool. From what was that movie? 2003?
2000,
I don't even-
2001, something like that.
2001. So, all right. Good for him though. 85 years old. Last in the news, I've got the Alan Wake and Control getting TV and movie adaptations. This kind of coincides with some news on the Gamecast side, but Remedy Entertainment and Annapurna Interactive have teamed up to create TV and movie adaptations for Alan Wake and Control.
I thought.
What do you think?
I could have sworn we talked about this already, or maybe that's just.
You may have done it last week, but
No,
I know
not last week. I'm
like,
talking about like a month or 2 or 3 ago.
No,
No, this
so
didn't happen. There was some other adaptation they were going to do that didn't happen because it involved Annapurna. Annapurna, that's a new thing.
Okay.
Yeah, that part
That's
isn't, but
basic.
like, I could have sworn we talked about like, oh yeah, Control and Alan Wake. Those are like perfect for like
I think
TV.
Because they
movie
have
do
that,
this.
like,
Absolutely.
they already have like TV stuff, and we were talking about it, I think, because of the budgets. We were talking about budgets and how.
They said it's cheaper to do live action than
Right.
CGI.
Yeah. I mean,
So yeah, no.
Yeah,
it's
within the
something-
games, yes. Which is what makes this a little strange to me. Because will you be very strict and use the same actors? I don't think so.
I would hope not. No offense to those actors, but I don't.
no. Yeah, I
think
mean,
they would get actors that are,
I'm thinking this
That
will be
what?
great. And Churro, thanks for joining us by the way, Churro, in
Then
the
what's
chat.
the point?
Thanks for chiming in too. Yeah, I do agree. I'm hyped for this because I think like, what do you mean? What's the point? You can tell the story like I think like
Why do we
there's been
keep
a lot of
saying that? It's 2024. The point is they want these freaking intellectual properties to expand.
The Last of Us
That's how
is
you
the
do
point,
that.
Mike. The Last of Us is the point.
I know. I don't care though. I don't care about that. As a fan of it, I don't.
We know
I
you don't
want-
care, but like
But that's
we
the thing,
understand
it's
why
like
the
you
company
You don't
wants
care
to.
about
Ring.
Green Lantern. Some people do too. I don't care. From my personal perspective, I don't give a fuck. I want it to be what the fans of the actual property like.
And also, I mean, Cheryl's got a good point. Maybe it doesn't have to do with the main characters. Maybe it will be just in those universes
Well,
because
that's a good
they're all
point.
same universe. Yeah. I mean, it could just be its own story in that world, which is the same universe, right? Control and Alan Wake are in the same
Yeah.
universe,
seems
right?
that way.
So this could be a combined story with something new, like they did with Fallout. Thank you again, thank you, Churro, for chiming in, like they did with Fallout.
Yeah.
I'm.
And did they just have
Yeah,
DLC where
but-
the Control chick was in fucking Alan Wake 2 DLC?
Something.
Or is it vice
That's
versa?
how Mike said that they had. Or was it the other way?
What do you mean?
No,
Wasn't there a
still-
Control thing in Alan Wake 2 DLC?
Yes. Yes.
There you go.
So, there you go.
Annapurna is like, isn't
What does
aren't
that
they
have to do with
doing-
anything? What does
did they
that
do,
mean?
like-
What-
Why would you want
what's the
Control
guy-
in Alan
hold
Wake
on.
2, Mike? The fans of
I
Control.
didn't
Why
say
would...
that.
Huh?
I didn't say that.
You
I
would
said,
just
why
He
would
say...
doesn't want, he doesn't want
I
TV
said,
shows.
What's the point of this TV show, like, recasting everybody when they already have
We don't know if
live
it's gonna
action
recast.
sort of- Well, that's what I'm saying.
But I think
It's so weird, man.
I think they get people specifically for the shows. And would you want the same actors, Mike? Is that what you want?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, that's what say that.
That's
I
fine. Yeah,
think
that's
they
not what
should
you
probably
said,
get
though.
people
You said, why are they
that are
doing
going
this?
to
It's like,
be,
okay, I don't know. To expand the IP.
know,
Like we always
specific
talk
for
about.
that.
What would the point be if they, like, sort of.
So my
did
point
their own
before was
stuff
I
with
hope
it.
not was like then I was like wait I don't even know because I was thinking these actors that are in the games are going to be tied up doing other things. I'm like well they may not be tied up. That's why I stopped talking.
Yeah.
I was like oh maybe they're not doing anything actually.
We don't know. That's true. So I don't know. I think this is a guy. Listen, what we saw with Fallout gives me a lot of hope for what they can tell in these universes as well. I think that's a great idea. Like, I think that's exciting because like there's so
Right.
much story, so much
Right, but
stuff
Fallout's a
in this
little
world.
different because it doesn't tell one story. Every game is its own thing, sort of very separate from each other. We're talking about, just a couple different aspects of this universe that we've explored with Alan Wake and Control.
And they're not different games?
What?
They're not different games?
Yeah, they're different games,
I
but
think
they're
if
still
the
like
what you do with TV
focused
is
on two characters, basically.
yeah, but then you expand. That's the whole point of expanding your IP is expanding the universe and expanding more to get more of that out
Look at
there and branding
look
and
what
all that
yeah, I
stuff.
mean look
It's
what
all
Fallout
marketing now.
look at what Fallout the series did for the entire series of Fallout. How well that sold. Like it's gonna breathe new life into their games is what they're hoping for.
Right,
I'm
but
sure
I
it's
just
got
think
ideas also for what
Fallout
you
doesn't
could
have
do.
main characters.
Oh,
It
yeah.
has stuff
Oh.
and places, which is
Sure would like to see a prequel. Sure would like you see a prequel, I guess. Jesse's the company that Jesse takes over. Okay. Yeah. I mean it's
I mean, there's
there's a
tons
lot
of
of
stuff that they
options.
could do. We don't know what they're going to do,
Oh,
but
we don't know.
Remedy Entertainment, I mean, they fucking need it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
They still haven't profited off of
All
fucking
I
Alan Wake
want
2.
is something that is better than Borderlands, and then
Well, I mean,
fine.
that's yeah. I
I
mean,
do expect this to be better, no matter what.
I think so too. I think it's a safe bet. I think it's safe. I mean, you the bar is low.
unless they
There
hired
is no bar.
unless they
No
hired
bar,
Eli
yeah.
Roth to do it, then
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh.
Oh man. The
Then you're
riot.
done.
The riot. Yeah.
But no, so my,
Yeah.
my real point
He's
is,
the new
which
Uwe
got
Boll.
lost in all this, is it's interesting because there is a live action sort of, fingerprint within these games already. Like, it wouldn't be totally new for fans of the series to see something in live action from this, but they have that sort of, way of speaking already in there. We know how a little bit they've been directed within this universe. There's lots of live action already, so it's interesting that way. I don't know how you would control how you would compare and contrast that, but it's different than a normal video game adaptation because there is so much live action already within the games.
Yeah.
But it's like more story based. I think it could work really well.
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
and
So,
Annapurna does. Yeah, I was thinking like, what movies did they do? They do a lot of indie stuff.
yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
They've had a
We'll
lot
get
of
more
success.
news.
So.
We'll probably get more news next year on this as long as it's still moving along. So, I would assume we get the Alan Wake news sooner because they're saying they're picking up from the 2018 vision that they were talking about. So they're hoping that they can continue on with that with new funding. So that was 2018, Tony. They were talking about it. I looked it up.
Yeah, so I mean, it's obviously something they've probably wanted to do for a while. So
2018. Yeah, 6 years ago. So almost 7. All right. I think that's it on the news. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see if we can report more on that. But that's going to wrap up this episode of the Moviecast, folks. So stay tuned. Gamecast coming up next. Got a lot to talk about on there. A lot of great stuff. This, including something to tie in with this a little bit. So once again, we're live on Twitch Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock. Please join us for these broadcasts on the Gamecast as well. And if you don't watch these, we're over on YouTube as well. Live, not live, but all the content's over there. So we'll see you guys soon. We are out for now.